Stop whatever you're doing right now. Drop everything, lock your screen, and give this your full, undivided attention because Amber Cox just went on camera trying to put out a 5-alarm fire, and instead, she ended up handing the entire Indiana Fever fan base the fuel. The Indiana Fever general manager sat down for a tightly controlled, carefully polished media interview to manage the fallout after what many are calling a chaotic and deeply puzzling draft week. Her objective was straightforward: settle the angry fan base, reshape the narrative, and rationally defend the front office's highly controversial decisions. But buried within her polished PR language, hidden beneath layers of corporate phrasing, was a shocking and unsettling reality about what could be coming for Caitlin Clark. Amber Cox looked straight into the camera and said, and I quote, that while rookie Raven Johnson primarily played point guard in college, she has the ability to shift and develop into a strong combo guard. Let me repeat that key word so it fully registers in your mind. Transition. The Indiana Fever did not select Raven Johnson to simply be a traditional backup point guard playing limited minutes while the starter rests. They drafted her with the intention of transitioning into a combo guard. And if Raven Johnson is moving from a traditional point guard role into a combo guard position, that logically, strategically, and mathematically means someone else in that starting backcourt is also shifting roles. And we all already know exactly who that is. Welcome back to WNBA Pro, the only place online that cuts through the corporate spin and delivers the raw, unfiltered, and honest truth about the business side of basketball. Amber Cox may have just unintentionally confirmed everything this informed fan base has been worried about over the past week. Now let's break down the full anatomy of a front office misstep.
Amber has taken her interview, this time with the Indy Star, man. Look like they're keeping everything in-house so they can maybe control the narrative, maybe have their say-so when it comes to questions that is going to be asked. Now, she conducted this interview. She spoke about Raven Johnson. Now, I told y'all this boycott is heating up. Guys, with that being said, I'm done talking. Let's get right down.
Let me explain what the general manager actually revealed, because in the multi-billion-dollar world of professional sports, wording is everything. Every single word carries weight. When a GM publicly says a player has the ability to shift into a combo guard role, she is clearly signaling that the coaching staff intends to use that player both with and without the ball. A combo guard initiates the offense on some possessions and plays off the ball as a spacer or cutter on others. That is the exact definition of the role. So Raven Johnson is expected to share primary ball handling responsibilities. But with who? Let's break down the roster structure. It is definitely not Kelsey Mitchell. Mitchell is a pure, high-volume scorer. She is a true shooting guard in every sense. She does not bring the ball up under full-court pressure, she does not organize the half-court offense, and she is not the primary playmaker. The only player on the Indiana Fever roster who currently runs the point guard position full-time, controls the offense, and sets the tempo is Caitlin Clark. So if Raven Johnson is transitioning into a combo guard who shares ball handling duties, then she is clearly sharing that responsibility with Clark. And if Caitlin Clark is splitting those duties with Johnson and veteran free agent addition Natasha Harris, then Clark is no longer the full-time, undisputed traditional point guard for the Indiana Fever. She is evolving into a combo guard herself. She is being intentionally and systematically moved off the ball for significant stretches of each game to make room for the front office's new pieces. And when Caitlin Clark is off the ball, standing in the corner waiting for a pass, her league-leading 8.8 assists per game are effectively being taken out of the equation. One of the most elite passing visions in women's basketball is being reduced by her own system. This is not exaggerated fan reaction. This is not a conspiracy. This is exactly what Amber Cox communicated, just framed in polished, corporate language to soften the reality. Now, here is the part of the interview that should make every Fever fan pay very close attention and start asking serious questions. Cox also stated that Raven Johnson was simply the best player available at the number 10 pick. Watch that statement closely and pay attention to the exact wording the general manager chose.
We knew we were going to get somebody really great, but I said this on draft night. I really didn't expect Raven to be there. She was someone that, I kind of had in that 4, 5, 6 range.
You didn't expect
I think
Raven.
A point guard like her that can come in and run a team with great leadership, great competitive drive. Obviously, on the defensive end of the floor is really, really elite already. And then you see how her game has grown. Shot almost 40% from 3-point this year. We just really loved everything about her. So when she was sitting there at 10, of course, we were going to take her. So yes, it adds tremendous depth. But because we have Ty Harris, because, obviously we've got Caitlin back in healthy, it gives her a chance to really grow. For every rookie coming in this league.
She clearly stated that the front office strongly believed Johnson would be selected within the top 4 or 5 picks of the draft. She said they were genuinely excited when she was still available at number 10. She faced the media and described the selection as a complete home run. Those are not the words of a general manager who simply settled for a pick because better options were gone from the board. Those are the confident and deliberate words of a GM who specifically wanted Raven Johnson. This was not a rushed backup decision after a preferred forward was taken earlier. This was the strategy all along. This was the vision they intended to execute. And if you want clear, undeniable evidence that this was a calculated and pre-planned move designed to reshape the entire identity of the Indiana Fever offense, just look at the major signals that surfaced even before the WNBA draft began.